I guess this one is the right button. Okay, I see two raising hands. Do you want to speak, Grigory or Noé?
Yes, very quick. I see the library that you mentioned, DVVM. It's created by Z572, John Che. Maybe I'm wrong. He is very cool and smart guy, but the Guile Wayland, his library is something I spent like a lot of. It cost me a lot of pain because it's very hard to debug. It has a lot of C incrustations and it doesn't work. It doesn't work completely with. It won't parse some Wayland protocols like it works in a code generating way from macros, and it just check faults sometimes, and it's very hard to debug. So I just wanted to warn everyone. I saw this library being used already in Guile a lot, but like be careful. It's not stable.
Okay.
That's what I just want to say.
Noé? One second.
Okay.
1 second. I will make a small introduction for everybody who started to follow our discussion from this moment. We discuss a lot of things related to Guile, window management, and to making Emacs inside out and implementing most of the parts in Guile and make the user interface more consistent across different applications that we integrate between each other. And the last question was from Nicolas about window managers. There are two works related to Guile window management, like two advancing works. There's probably more. JWWM, Guile Wayland Window Manager, and another one is Guile Sway R, which is a library on which wraps Sway APIs and provide Guile API for Sway. And we finished our discussion at this moment, and I started recording. So let's continue our discussion. After that, we will have a couple demos on Guile Debugger, on Guile dmenu, and maybe on scheme testing library. And we will continue discussion after those demos. Okay, Noé, your turn.
I also saw a project named DWL Guile.
Yep.
So what's the difference between that and GWWL?
I think, yeah, I saw it too. I think that in the last, I'll have to check, but I think that the browsers that work on this doesn't work on it anymore. And I saw like maybe in an issue or something on GitHub that they advise someone to take a look at GWWM. So take what I say with a pinch of salt. And it's a French expression. I don't know if it's international, but maybe it's less advanced than the two ones we're talking about.
Okay, let me answer the question about current state of Wayland window managers. I don't follow the development very closely, but talking about overall direction. DWL Guile, which basically is the extension of DWL, which is the reimplementation of DWM, is a good tool, but it is restricted by DWM concepts and their way to manage windows. It exposes some functionality and some API to Guile, but the window management side is still remains, and the rules and the concepts and abstractions used in DWM just leaks to the Guile, and you have API through Guile. The same for Sway R, I guess. You have a Guile API, and it makes the configuration and interaction with Sway much more flexible, and you can implement much more things. You can even build some rule engines on top of this API, I guess, but it still relies on the concept of Sway, the concept of workspaces which are dynamic, the concept of floating and stacking windows, and all that stuff. GWWM, I'm not aware of what functionality available here. But it is the project that goes in the direction I'm looking for. I'm looking for the window manager or Wayland compositor, which is fundamentally written in Guile, and there are some concepts which are very extendable. So on top of this toolkit, different people can implement different window management approaches to their liking. For example, somebody wants infinite scrolling window manager, where you create new window and it appears on the right side of the current one, and you can scroll back and forth, like Paper VM, if you heard about it, or I guess something like Niri, yeah, something like this. So I would like something like this possible with this Wayland compositor toolkit. Or if you want manual window management as in Stamp VM, I also would like to make it possible to implement on top of this Guile toolkit using provided APIs. It's a hard architectural task, but it would be cool to have such flexible tool. And we definitely would implement some workflow that suits most of our current RDE users on top of this toolkit, and we'll implement a window manager on top of this Guile toolkit, I would say. Why it's important to be a flexible toolkit? Because as we see from Emacs, there's so much different workflows, and for different people we need different workflows. But because we have a reproducibility of gigs, it's very easy to maintain such different directions. Some people would like to use such approach to window management, other people would use different approach to window management, and it will be easy to switch from one to another. Yeah, this is basically the direction I'm looking for. I'm not sure that JWWM would be our pick, because I don't know the code quality of this project, and I don't know what fundamental concepts in it, but it definitely something similar to what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Did I reply to the question, Nicolas?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. And I did have another question, but I don't remember. It's all past my turn.
Okay, we can start our... Oh, I'm sharing my screen, I guess, right? Stop sharing. Let's start a few demos. We have like a lot of features to showcase today. We have Shepherd-nREPL integration. We have first implementation of tooling for debugger. It's stack viewer and all related tools. We also have scheme testing library. We also have Guile dmenu, and probably something else by Nicolas. Yeah, let's start from Noé, and after that we'll see Nicolas dmenu, and after that maybe I will show you scheme testing library if somebody is interested in it.
Yes.
Okay. Grigory, you wanted to say something?
No, I just applauded and maybe misclicked.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So let
Noé,
me share
your
my screen,
turn.
I guess. My turn. Whoop.
Oh, by the way, a small interruption. Noé doing an internship in RDE, and thanks to all the contributors who donated on Open Collective, we fund this internship from the funds we collected on Open Collective. Thank you very much for your support. It's like really important, and I think this internship goes really well. I'm very excited by our progress and by all the Noé works.
Yes, thank you, everyone. It's a very great internship that I can do, and yeah, I'm really glad to do that. So then maybe I should present myself a little bit. So, okay, that's weird. I'm Noé. So I am 3 years into post-bac, so higher education. I don't know how to call it. And I'm currently also 19 years old. I'm doing programming school, and what brought me to Geeks was, of course, setting up, different Linux distros, and I was trying out Geeks, and I was like, well, this doesn't work, I'm out. And I actually didn't use it for a year, so I was on something else, and I was like, this sucks even more. So I retried Geeks, and I was like, well, actually, this might be the coolest thing ever. So I started contributing, and yeah, it brought me here. So it's been about a year, maybe a little more, that I've been contributing. And I don't personally use RDE. I do use Geeks Home, which I guess is RDE, kind of. And yeah, I'm glad to do this internship, kind of in the ecosystem.
Geeks Home actually originated from RDE, and it was like a part of it for a while. And after we finished and cleaned up implementation, we upstreamed it to the Geeks proper. So like everyone now using Geeks can use Geeks Home as well.
Okay, so let's get to the demo, I guess. So I'm going to start with demoing the first project, which was simply adding nREPL support to the Shepherd. So as you know, in the Shepherd, you can do a REPL. I think, I don't know how to use it. It's maybe her REPL root. I don't know. But so you can have a REPL that interacts with the Shepherd that allows you to send commands in Guile. And so the idea was that instead we use nREPL, which is what is used by Arei RS. It's kind of an alternative REPL. And so you could have Shepherd REPL in Emacs with Arei. So let's try that. So first, of course, we're going to start a Shepherd. So let me go into the demo repository. I'm going to set myself to English, of course. And we need a few packages. So first package, Shepherd, of course. And we need Guile RS Shepherd, which is our Shepherd extension. And also we need Guile Next. So Guile Next, it's for RS. It needs a more recent version of Guile, which is why I also have to use my own Shepherd instead of my system Shepherd. So now we can start our Shepherd. So what I have here in my directory, I have a configuration. It should be a fairly simple configuration. Simply, we add the nREPL service. And I can start the daemon. So we can say we want to listen on the Shepherd.socket. It's an insecure socket, ignore that. And we say configuration. And it's just going to start our Shepherd. Now, if we interact with our Shepherd, so this is a on a separate socket. So we use heard with the socket every time. So I will open the repository again and do the same share. just to make sure. And now I can ask some things to my Shepherd. Not in the right directory, actually. Yep. So, Hearn, Shepherd sockets, status. And now we see we have our nREPL service. So we can start that. And this means now we can access the Shepherd with nREPL. So how you usually access an nREPL service is through Arei, which is an Emacs package. So again, I will do a shell just so that we have minimal dependencies. So here it's just Emacs and Arei Shepherd. And I can require Arei. So this is our package. Now let's try opening our config again. Here, and to say array disconnected, so I connect. It's 4935. And now,
sorry for interruption. You have 5% of the battery left.
yeah,
be aware.
it's going fast actually. Just give me 5 seconds.
Nice catch.
All right, we are back. So I'm going to be able to evaluate now. So I can say 5. And this evaluation, it's inside of our Shepherd here. So that's great. And what I can do then is something like defining a test service right from my Emacs. And let's say I want us to start it, and it will display hello. And when I stop it, it's going to display bye. And what's cool about this is now that I have my service here, I can evaluate it again. And of course, I have to import the module from Shepherd service. And I can define my service. And now, if I register it like I did on top, test service, it's going to say, going to appear in our Shepherd here. So that's great. So what I just did is through Emacs, I was able to kind of touch around my live Shepherd. And so I can start it, and we say hello, and I can stop it. And oh no, what just happened? We have wrong number of arguments. So turns out I did an error in my service, right? Now, usually what you would do is you would have to change the file, then reload it through either hard load or by restarting your daemon. Now it's easier. I can fix the error, and I just have to re-register my service. And now I can start it, and I can stop it, and the fix has been applied. So that's the first thing we did. And with this, you can pretty much do anything with inside your Shepherd. So you have your Shepherd service module. It's got a bunch of functions, right, to interact and things. So you can do this live if you want. Or you can use the next thing we did. It was, I guess, Arei Shepherd. So this is Arei extension. And the idea was to learn kind of how to do Arei extensions for later doing the debugger, but it's still something that works. And it defines some Shepherd commands inside Emacs. So you can do Shepherd status. And this will give you the list of services. And it also has an embark action, but we can just also use Emacs. So for example, this is our test service. If we add maybe documentation, I think it's like this. Hello. I'm not sure, no. Or documentation. Well, whatever. But it would show up here in the no description. And now this is a Shepherd service mode. So what I can do here is we see it stopped. This is the same as it says here, and I can press U to start it. Now it will say running, and now it's running. And I can stop it, start it, stop it, etc. So this was a great experience to kind of get around the code of arrest and array, and also a little bit of the Shepherd. And it works pretty well. So you can use it yourself if you want. We will make a post with a little bit of a tutorial. For now, it's going to be on the RDE channel, the two packages which are Guile RS Shepherd and Emacs Array Shepherd. And also, well, you would have a README, of course, that explains everything, how to use it if you want. Is it opening? So that's it for the Shepherd. Maybe we have some questions, some thoughts.
I have just a comment. If nobody noticed, it's somewhat similar to the Emacs experience, but for the whole operating system, because Shepherd is like integral part of Geeks operating system, and now you can basically interact with it as you interact with Emacs. You can evaluate new services, you can like get status of currently running processes and so on. You can schedule tasks, you can schedule timers and all other stuff without leaving your Emacs. I mean, it's great. I'm quite excited about this project, and like in the further steps, I think somebody will go further and like will make it even more exciting and will invent some cool use cases for that.
So yeah, today I'm using my own Shepherd that I just started, but you can also change your Geeks config, and if you set the Shepherd to use Guile latest, which is kind of why it's a little bit complicated, you have to use Guile latest for now. You could also use this service with your whole operating system, or your user Shepherd too.
Actually, we before advertising this functionality, I guess we will just wait for the next Guile release. And after next Guile release, it won't require Guile Next anymore as a dependency.
Yeah,
and we will be
sure.
able to ship just this like just an extension, so you can enable it in your configuration and get access to your Shepherd from your Emacs and to interact with it directly.
Yeah, that would be great for sure. So that's first thing. The second thing now is what I started doing after is working on the full debugger, right? So the idea is what we want to build is an extension to RS or inside of RS that would be able to run code, and you could maybe stop it at some point and look at the state of the code, and well, kind of like any language debugging experience for sure. So that it will help you when you have issues. It will be more useful than the usual Guile error where the backtrace doesn't show all the information sometimes, or maybe you don't know where it comes from. Can be many things happening, and having it integrated in your code, in your environment, it can make it easier. So now the first step that I'm at, we have stack traces on error that are clickable. So let me show that. So for that, I'm going to use my local RS, which has the latest patch that is not yet merged. So let's stick to our Shepherd example for now. So this is the same thing, just we change Guile SRS from the stock one to local one. And I can run RS. So the usual way you would do it is just like this. And it will tell you a port that you can connect to. So let's go to our Guile Debugger config here. So that wasn't the port. Yes, please. Okay. Again, I can evaluate. So this time it's not in the Shepherd, it's just in RS, such a normal RS experience. And if I do an error, you can see, oh, well, there's a backtrace now. So you can know what happened. And I can click here, as we say, it was here in register services. So you can see it doesn't show the name, but you do know where it is in the source. So that's already a good thing. And now, of course, it doesn't say that. I have to import it. So I import it, and we can try it, and it will say, what a test service. So, of course, I have to evaluate it. And now, no matching pattern. And usually you would get that and would be like, huh, what's happening? But again, I can be here, and I know, oh, it's exactly here in what is the fibers code. And we can go back up a little bit. Where does this come from? And we see, oh, well, it's from fibers, I suppose, from here, put message. So, of course, this is because I'm not inside of a Shepherd, and I'm calling Shepherd functions, so it couldn't work. But let's try something else. So I go back to my SCM, and maybe if I a function A that has an error, right? And I define another function that we call first function. Very simple. And now if I call test, you can see, oh, it was error in A. So already pretty useful. I guess this is a little thing, but it does, I think, a big change in the experience of using Arei. And later we can use the same backtrace thing, but inside a debugger. So how it would work, for example, it can change, we don't know yet. But you could have your backtrace in a little buffer in the bottom, and you could say stop on error and then evaluate some things to see, oh, this variable has the wrong value. Or you could say I set a breakpoint in test, and then I step through to see at which point everything explodes, or things like that. And I'm not showing it today, but we do have breakpoints that kind of work. So it's still a work in progress, and I have good hope that we can make it work.
Oh,
Yes, Andrew.
oops, sorry, I just wanted to clap.
Thanks. Yeah, any questions?
It's really great. It would be cool to also share the video, Andrew, with maybe some people. I think of Ludo, which worked a lot of with Shepherd and was curious about RS. I know because I did have an email exchange with him. Yeah, it's a good step. Thanks a lot, Noé.
Thanks. And so also I'm interested in hearing about what people are expecting from the debugger, right? What do you, when you code Guile yourself, what would you do you need to better debug your code, right? How would you like it to be like?
Yeah, we would like to hear all your input on your current debugging workflows, because we know different people work differently, but definitely your experience can give us better understanding of current tools people use and how we can improve the experience in this regard. Also, I was like very excited when I first saw this demo with clickable backtrace, because before that what I did, I actually should manually print a backtrace, and inside this backtrace I need to navigate frames, and inside those frames I need to find the location where the procedure definition of this frame is mentioned, and it was like very tedious process. Even if you use REPL and meta comments in the REPL, it's probably quite hard to find the frame and the procedure location using built-in tools. And right now, if you getting an exception or some other kind of situation, you just get the backtrace and you can click on it. And in the future, Noé already showcased like a very small demo. I'm teasing you. This demo brings you a separate buffer where you can also do some actions, for example, evaluate different expression in the context of your current exception, where the exception happened, or you can go to the next breakpoint and something like that. And I guess we definitely will accomplish it, because it seems quite close. We already have most of the tooling to accomplish this task. So yeah, I'm pretty much excited about this project. I hope you excited too.
I wouldn't say I have a very advanced kind of debugging workflow. I think that what's already in the DAP, the Beginning Adaptive Protocol, would be already a really great thing. And also, coming from Python, I see some very useful use cases of the debuggers. For instance, you can like run PyTest, so the unit testing framework, and you can have like add // PDB flag to the PyTest command, so that it is able to take you to where the test failed and with inside the debugger. This is kind of mixing your work, Andrew and Noé, but that would be extremely great.
Yeah.
But if what's in DAPE and like having controlled access to breakpoints, variables, value of those variables. I think it's already a huge step for Guile.
For sure.
It's very funny, but when I was designing a testing library like a few months ago, when I do like initial research about existing solution, I came up with the idea that it would be cool to break where the test fails and be able to evaluate expression in this context. But I thought it would put too much pressure on the library and it will make the library very complex. And recently, on one of the recent calls with Noé, he was showcasing this tool, and I was like, oh, we can just implement the testing library as it is, just throw an exception or do something like this where it failed assertion, and just intercept it with the debugger and like have this capability to evaluate things inside the test context with local variables available. And I was like, oh, those tools compose so well, and we don't need to put any complexity on our testing library. And it was very like an enlightening moment, and it was very cool.
Yeah, and I saw also, I think we talked about it, Andrew. It was even before we started the debugger, we were talking about how do we want it to be, what do we want to do, and I was like, I would like it to be when you fail a Geeks build that you could enter the debugger. And of course there's some more complicated things about Geeks build because it's in a build demo and it's in containerized environment, but if we could make it work, that would be really, really cool.
It will be quite tricky, but I think it's possible. I have a couple ideas how to implement it, so we can take a look at it like in a few months when we get like initial debugger implementation. It would be very interesting. Okay, if you have any questions, ideas or suggestions, you can post them on RDE Discuss mailing list, which is available on SourceHub. You can just search for RDE-Discuss and probably any search engine will show it to you. Yep, this one. And feel free to share your thoughts and your ideas, your debugging workflow, or you can contact us directly, privately via Fediverse or email. We also reply on those emails as well. I guess let's go to the next demo. We have a lot of content actually. We have so much content that we could make a few meetups out of this content. Let's go to the Nicolas demo, and I think that we maybe even can postpone test library demo for the next meetup, because we already have a lot of stuff to discuss, and probably yeah, we can do it on another meetup, and I will show you a lot of exciting stuff, and probably integration with debugger work, which will be like mind-blowing. Okay, let's go to the Nicolas demo.
Hey, so yeah, recently I worked on Guile dmenu. I don't really remember exactly why I started that, but so it's based, Gregory, you know, those on a Guile Wayland channel, which is a channel that is managed by Z572. It wraps a lot of different libraries that are necessary to use basically Wayland, and another piece that was really necessary to be able to implement that was libxkb common. So based on that, I did a little Guile dmenu package, which is currently very bare bones, but it's definitely usable. So I did a first version, then I ported it with fibers. So now it works with fibers. I have two event loops, which I can show pretty quickly. But just so you know, this is testable. I don't really know for now if we should like have the Guile channel as a dependency of RDE, or basically just copy the different packages definition in RDE, which probably is the most easy solution in this. So yeah, soon we'll have a Guile dmenu package in RDE. It's not finished at all because there's still a lot of things to do. I wanted for it to have basically more or less the same API as dmenu, which is a dmenu, but since they have a library, they have standardized a bit things, so it's less hacky and more standardized. So there's still some things to do: configuration, the key repeat functionality. But it's already working, and just so you know how it looks like, it looks something like that. Colors are not configurable yet, but it's not a very difficult thing to do. Filtering works properly. When you type a character, it enters the character, and when you choose, it does tell you the results, and you have the exit code too. So when you exit, it also properly exits. Yeah, basically it's that. We not finished, but like you see that there's a lot of potential in Guile integration for such a package. And also, just to follow up on what Gregory was saying, that there's still some hard edges to debug, because one of the issues still with those Guile Wayland libraries is that when the garbage collector is available, when it's enabled, it can crash, and it's unclear why. So this is the reason. This is one case of where debugger is really necessary. But for the moment, I just have disabled it, and it works fine. Yeah, if you want to quickly add a comment, Gregory.
I like spend a lot of time with that 572 Guile Wayland. And if you looked at the source code, it's very complex. It's like super complex. I'm not sure if anyone can if it's I was not able to fix all of this stuff, but it's just today that I found new Wayland experiment. Maybe it will be better, and it's on Andrew's Mastodon. Maybe you can also take a look. Of course, the API will change. I know it's like super dangerous. I mean, like super hard to migrate to another library, but maybe you'll also take a look at this. I just found it today. I didn't yet tried it, but there is like other options. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. But yeah, basically it's still pretty simple now. I don't know exactly how many lines of code, maybe around 2,000 in total. So yeah, there's two even loop, one for all the signals and one for the exit channel, so you can exit properly. And I plan to add probably a third one for the repeat key design. But basically, having fibers enables to do so much like advanced filtering in parallel or things like that. So it's just for the moment an open door for more advanced functionality here. That's it for Guile dmenu. And it's also like one of the reasons why I implemented that was also because last time I remember, I don't remember exactly which person wanted this, but there was this discussion about having the access to switching Wayland Sway windows outside of Emacs. So that was one of the reasons why I started working on this. Okay, let's showcase another very small thing. It would not take a lot of time. Maybe two months or 1 month ago, I implemented a very short function in RDE, which I have a really cool use case for. Just to show you very quickly. So the function is override RDE config with values. So my problematic was that I was working on a few packages, sometimes Guile Git, sometimes others, which were, and it was pretty painful to have to redefine the package, enter a different commit hash or things like that. So I decided to like having my RDE configuration and like post RDE definition, like override the package definition. So it's now possible with this function. Just to show you how I use it. So I have my configuration. At the end, I do have like my configuration, which combines all the different features. And what I do on that is to override the values with the values that are packages. And so I have a packages directory with packages which are also Git repositories as submodules. And these are development versions of them. And so basically, when I do a commit here and I gixpull and I reconfigure home, for instance, I will have like the exact version that I want, which is the development version, and I don't even have to like redefine a package, update a commit hash or anything like that. So it's very convenient for that. To do like test in real conditions how a change of package enables. So yeah, I had to like also do some work on the Guile Git library to basically define this function. But it's really neat if you do have such a use case on your side. That's it for my showcase.
Okay, any questions or ideas or suggestions you would like to share?
I'll start. I just think it's really cool, the thing you just showed, to be able to replace these packages. It's kind of a problem. Well, I talked about it like 5 minutes ago. To have to sometimes replace packages with your own versions, and you have to track down where they use and to replace them, or you always have to do some kind of code to replace them. Just having a built-in function for that, it's really nice.
Okay, any other thoughts? We have two opportunities right now. We can finish our demo time, and we can discuss the things we discussed before or some other things, or we can try to get another demo today and to see what is happening on scheme testing library I develop. Raise your hand if you would like to see the demo. 1, 2,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to, but I really have to go like in 5 minutes.
Then,
But I can just also watch the replay as well.
well, maybe we can discuss a little bit the demo.
Yeah, let's demo the testing library next time. Let's just start a free discussion, because you will definitely see a lot of content about the library, because I work on it a lot. I post a lot of streams on it. I also post on Mastodon, and will probably post even more stuff later, and probably some other people will start to use it and will post another thing about it, so you will definitely see how it works and how it looks. We need a driver for our discussion. No pressure, Joseph, but you probably will be the driver of our discussion.
I don't mind.
What is triple S?
Triple S, it's the Supreme S expression system. That's kind of the gist of it. So it's all about actually so similar to RDE in many ways, but it's more of a, let's say, Geeks home super large Geeks home configuration and a bit of a Geeks system configuration that I'm working on. Yeah, kind of trying to cater to power users, or but also have a kind of a universal session for like older people or less tech savvy people, that they can still use computers in with free software in a nice way. It's a bit the idea. But that is for sure a topic of its own, I guess, when now we're talking about the testing library, right? Yeah, I would really enjoy having a more, let's say, more batteries included testing for Guile. Also because I have also all kinds of web projects that I'm doing with Guile Scheme. So all kinds of websites with database or no database, just static, or but this SSS project will also definitely benefit from better tests. So I mean, I'm super looking forward to it. And if I can, I want to also contribute, maybe with some ideas that I have on black box testing, also using all kinds of containers. So testing your software against real dependencies. So maybe it's an interesting area also to add there.
I guess I will finish the primary cleanup of the library. I already accomplished all the milestones related to the functionality that I need to provide for this library to make it flexible and extensible enough so we can continue our work and start work on ID integration and implementing new test runners and test reporters. I guess I will finish the cleanup probably next week. And we'll be glad to share it and to get feedback on it. I already have 2 people who allocated their time for it and will provide feedback. But I would like to make another call, probably a private call, to discuss it. And if you share your insights, it would be like very useful.
I would love to. Yeah. Just a small question. Is it kind of similar to SRFI 64 style of testing?
It's similar to closure test, but it's still a bit different from closure test. It much simpler than Surface 64 in terms of API, because it has only 3 entities: test suite. Inside test suite you can have other test suites, or you can have test, and inside test you can have asserts, and asserts defined with is, and inside this is macro you can write any expression which returns true or false value, and the rest is actually implemented on test runner side and on test reporter side. So you can really customize the way the library behaves depending on your needs. For example, you can provide JUnit XML output, or you can provide some values that you will use for integration with IDE without printing anything. Or you can do all the fancy stuff of reordering test the way you run, or running them parallel. Everything is like very flexible, and you can change on the test runner side. Okay, I am teasing everyone. I said that we will make a demo about test library, but we don't do this demo today. I will just tease you
Sounds
with
pretty
all
awesome.
the flexible functionality about it.
It's a teaser. It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Shut up and
Nice.
take my money.
Exactly.
I also have like a lot of background on this library, why it appeared, why I decided not to use Surfy, but I don't know if I need to talk about it today. Maybe you have some other topics. If not, I will come back to this topic, but maybe you have something else to discuss today.
Can I run a quick question by everybody?
Okay.
Does anybody use the Next browser?
It's broken for you, yeah?
It's also broken for
Yes,
me.
it's broken for me too. It lacks Mesa and it lacks CL WebKit GTK or something. Yeah, and it's probably, as far as I get, it's a forward compatibility problem. Like GTK probably was bumped in gigs, and it won't build. Like it has a second version, Nuxt, and like it like bumped and it won't work anymore. As far as I get, I didn't spend much time on it, debug it.
I looked into it too, just because someone on Mastodon was complaining. I don't actually use it myself, but I tried updating the package to latest pre-release, so it was a one major version. I was like, surely this will work, but it didn't. Also, there's a bug report on GitHub, but they didn't answer, I think. And yeah, I also share Grigory's ID that is probably linked to GTK version having been bumped. I'd say it might be from the GNOME 46 upgrade, GNOME team merge.
You're good. Sorry.
And
To the rescue.
maybe there's a dependent library we need to upgrade.
I see. It's complaints indeed about foreign function calls to the GTK. But okay, well, maybe.
So I have to go, guys. Bye.
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 I will stop the recording, so